Hey Fandom, it's me, Aaron, for a comics show. I missed last week because we didn't have new comics. We didn't have power. We had Hurricane Irma come through here, and it was scary. It really was scary. It lasted forever, just like hovering over my house with these howling winds, and just like all the way into like 4:30 in the morning. And like I had power for a lot of that, and everyone on Facebook was like, the worst is yet to come, the worst is yet to come. I'm like, no, no. But we survived. I lost a fence. We had some damage at the house. We had some damage here, roof leaks. And what really hurt the most was 12 kegs of beer we had to throw out, like, because we lost power here and there was no power for the walk-in cooler, and the beer got skunky. And it just felt like, you know, with Prohibition, when they're just breaking the barrels and pouring alcohol everywhere. It hurt so bad. It was really bad. But we're fully restocked. We're ready to go. And we got our new books this week on time. We got our new books for last week. We finally got the last bit of it yesterday, Monday. So I'm going to talk a few things from last week just because there are things that I really liked, but mostly it's this week and it's big. Metal 2, obviously, was last week. I didn't have to wait until Monday to read it because somebody sent me a PDF of it, and I love this comic. I love this issue specifically. Like, it picked up on so many plot threads from the DC universe. Like, this is what shared universe comics should be, with a big crescendo, with a big event. It picked up on it doesn't just tie into this or that. It ties into things from the past that build towards it, like things that unexpected, like Jeff Johns' Darkseid War factors in heavy in this. Grant Morrison's Final Crisis and Batman R.I.P. factors in heavy in this. And then, of course, everything Scott Snyder ever did factors in this, including Swamp Thing. It's not a spoiler, one of the other covers, like the B cover, has Swamp Thing on the cover. But I loved this issue. I love what's to come. I love the Immortals. I hope that is what Snyder does in the future. I really, really, really dug this. And the crossovers they're doing are smart. With issue 2, we get to see what is going on with all these crazy, evil Batman versions of the Justice League, how that came about, who they are, what's going on. But with this Flash one, which is written by the Flash writer, Joshua Williamson, you got firsthand how this came about, what happened. And as the foil cover, I really enjoyed it. And if you buy it here at a comic shop or finer comic shops everywhere, you'll get these buttons. It looks like the bat symbol with lightning through it. So that's cool. And we will have the buttons for every tie-in book like that. There's also a tie-in thing called Gotham Resistance. Last week it was Titans Part 1. This week is Nightwing Part 2. It continues through other books that deal with Gotham and Green Arrow, who's in it. And it's cool. It's a story of these characters that just happen to be there for Gotham when this crazy stuff happened with Challenger Mountain, and they have to deal with it. They're the ones dealing with it. It's one issue of their series, and there will never be more than 2 tie-in books on any given week. So it's an appropriate level, and I'm enjoying it. I would really like more, honestly, but you know, I think it's smart how they're doing it. Moving on to Tom King. This week we got The War of Jokers and Riddles. I think this was part 5. Insane. Riddler versus Joker. This is a crescendo. Kite Man was awesome in here. This is great work. And also Tom King's Mr. Miracle came out last week. We got the second print of #1. Cover looks great. And issue 2 came out, which actually made Granny Goodness cool. Like, yeah, the first person that read it and told me that, I was like, bullshit. Granny Goodness cool? No way. You know, that's silly. She's terrible. She's just terrible. But no, he gave her a whole new purpose, and it was awesome. Moving on, the Oz Effect Part 1. Look at that lenticular cover with Hope and Oz. And yes, there's a reveal of who it is. I hope it's something of a fake out, like when Hush was revealed to be Jason Todd, and it's like, oh no, it's Elliot. But that's what I'm hoping it is. But who they revealed here has a whole lot of ramifications. I'm not thrilled about it, but tell me a story. Let's see what you do with it. Also this week, Wonder Woman Conan is out. And no, not Conan O'Brien, Conan the Barbarian. It's Gail Simone writing it. And you know, she's had an epic run on Wonder Woman. She's written Red Sonja. And now it's them two together as gladiators. They didn't fight this first issue. They're set up to fight the next issue. Wonder Woman does fight a bunch of gladiators, and it was pretty fun. It was awesome. I enjoyed it. I like Gail Simone. I like when she writes Wonder Woman. I think that's cool. Moving on for DC. DC meets Hanna-Barbera. Look at my man Booster Gold with top billing, featuring Booster Gold. I mean, I know he's only top billing because Flintstone's top billing and he crossed over with Flintstones, but this is a great collection. All these stories were awesome. I enjoyed them, especially Booster Gold, Flintstone, especially that. But Suicide Squad Banana Splits was great. Adam Strange, the Johnny Quest Future Quest was good. And Green Lantern Space Ghost was good too. So I liked it. I want more. Let's do it. And then finally, Batman Dark Knight Returns Master Race is out. It's Dark Knight 3. It's here. I like that they didn't put a 3 on it. So if you just want to read Dark Knight and this and skip 2, you can. But it's out, hardcover. Looks great. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Of course, I liked the first one. The second one, I couldn't even finish. It was late and annoying to me. Maybe I'll go back and read it at some point. But the third one, I liked, and I was prepared not to. And then finally, this Saturday is Batman Day. Like I said, we have these buttons, but we'll also have Batman masks. And since it's the 25th anniversary of Harley Quinn, the clown princess of crime, we also have a Harley mask. We have 3 different styles of Batman masks. You can pick one. We have one style of Harley Quinn, and it's their 25th anniversary. So we will have this comic for free. This is an issue of Tom King. It's not of his Batman Rebirth run. It is not Dark Knight Returns, but it's a cool homage type cover. And we have an issue of Harley Quinn with the Joker that's from the Rebirth run. And then we have a DC Superhero Girls featuring Harley Quinn, which is appropriate for all ages. My daughter loves it, so come and get it. We'll be doing that all day this Saturday. And moving on to Marvel, not much to talk about as Marvel transitions into their legacy, which is October. It's going to be that huge thing with those controversial lenticular covers and basically controversial ordering methods of it. We're getting them, but you know, I respect the stores that aren't. I almost didn't, but you know, they look really cool. This is free. Your store will have it. It's Legacy Spotlight as the first couple pages of each Legacy issue of October, and a little thing about the writer and artist. So good stuff. Get that for free. Last week, I thoroughly enjoyed Runaways. I've never read anything by Rainbow Rowell. Never read anything. Came into it with open mind. I know she's written prose and all that. I liked Runaways with Vaughn like everyone else. Everyone loves Brian K. Vaughan. Loved his Runaways back in the day. After that, it kind of, you know, was, I don't want to say lackluster, but it lost something. And this issue actually, to me, found that magic again. I would give it 9 out of 10. If you liked and read Vaughn, you will enjoy it. If you never read Runaways, I don't know how you'd feel about it, because they did something really awesome that fans of Vaughn's run will like and be cheering and be like, hell yeah, this is great. Now what? Let's do this. If you hadn't, it's still well written and the art's great. I love Chris Anka, but it's great. If you liked it and are lost, go back and read Vaughn's run. Seriously, you will not be disappointed. Everything Vaughn writes is gold, and that was great. He created those characters. And then finally this week, Generations, Miss Marvel. This was fun because it's Miss Marvel's writer, but it was them at the same ages, basically. And that was fun to me, because when are we gonna get this? This is the only place to get this. It was cool, and you know, because Carol now is the resident badass warrior woman, but there was a long bit of time when she was shit on and was not confident in herself at all. And yeah, there's that. It's cool. You got her issue last week with her with Captain Marvel, and you got Captain Marvel mansplaining or whatever. It was kind of funny, but this is cool. And they are very different. Miss Marvel Carol and Captain Marvel Carol are very different, different worldviews, different personality traits. She's definitely improved on herself, which I have not in my older age. You know, I've just been more and more shitty, you know, whatever. Star Wars, Journey to Star Wars Last Jedi, Captain Phasma #2 is out. I'm enjoying this. Yes, she got the shaft in the movie, the garbage shaft, but issue 1 shows her getting out and surviving, and obviously she's going to be in the new movie, and this continues to bridge the gap between her in that garbage shaft and her being in the new movie. Star Wars Adventures 2 is out. Got another story with Rey. You got another like crazy Adventure Tales story in the back. Tales from Wild Space, which I'm digging. I read it with my daughter, the first issue. We liked it, and it is canon. The editors at IDW stressed this is canon. I know that most all ages books are not canon. This is. So don't discriminate against it. Don't give it that stigma. It's well written. It's something you can enjoy with your kids. It's something you can give to a kid, but it's also canon. So there's that. And then finally, Star Wars Annual number 3 is out this week. Story with Han and Leia, and it's written by Jason Latour. Like Jason Aaron let his buddy Jason Latour from, they both do Southern Bastards together. And he's like, hey, you want to write this annual? I'm out. And yeah, there's that. So speaking of Jason Aaron, he will be here next Wednesday at the comic shop with Marvel Legacy number 1, signing it all for free. It'll be awesome. You got to be here. If not, seriously, we'll have signed copies up on eBay. Our eBay store is just called A Comic Shop. It's really easy. Just A Comic Shop, search by seller. Yeah, buy Legacy from us. It'll be signed, and it'll help us make up those losses from being closed for 4 days without power because of a stupid storm and having to throw out 12 kegs and having some comics water damage. There was a lot of, there was not enough damage to make it past the deductible in our insurance, which is 2,000 something, but there was damage. And finally, Image and Indie, Gasolina, number 1. This guy, Sean, that writes it, he's one of Robert Kirkman's main guys. Like when Robert Kirkman takes you out for breakfast, he's there. He's basically Robert Kirkman's Flavor Flav. He's just hyping. And then the way I understand it, he had a kid, and now, so he has a mouth to feed, he has someone to put through college, and so he's getting his shit together, he's gonna write a book. Who knew? So he wrote this book, Gasolina, great art, and it was actually quite good. I could see this being an AMC TV show easily. It's sort of the narco, drug trade, drug trafficking, drug weirdness down in Mexico and whatnot. But it's set currently, and there's a nice afterword in it explaining all the stuff about it. But I've read the first 3 issues because they gave it to me on a flash drive at San Diego, and it's solid. It's a good investment too. This is $4 number 1. I'm telling you, Robert Kirkman's going to take care of this guy. The story's solid. It'll be easily adapted to TV, and just buy it. Just buy it, put it in a bag and board, put it away after you read it, and buy issue 2 if you liked issue 1. If not, wait for it to become a TV show. I mean, that's how the game's played, right? Moving on, Angelic, number 1, Cy Spurrier. This was so freaking weird. It's a Earth post-humans. I don't know why humans are gone. Did they leave into space? Did they die off? What happened? The animals have different cybernetic enhancements. They have weird mythology about humans. They worship them in some ways. And they're going on and on about man this, man that. And then there's a huge twist on the last page. Like it's something that I did not expect at all. It makes perfect sense when you reread on the second reading. And yeah, the main character is a female monkey that's being held down by their religion, which, you can relate to that. But it's nuts, it's crazy. And Brian K. Vaughan said it was awesome. Angelic is beautifully illustrated, pure imagination from one of the best writers in comics, plus monkeys. I love it. So I enjoyed that. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. Generation Gone, Ellis Cott, issue 3. Really enjoying this book. I really enjoy Ellis Cott's voice. It's millennials getting superpowers and wanting to destroy the government, destroy the system, destroy capitalism, destroy it all, and I don't know, maybe make things fair, whatever. I mean, of course, they have their own issues, and we'll see how it turns out, but I'm very much enjoying it. Like, what if teenage or young adult idealistic kids that wanted to change the world and thought they had all the answers actually had the power to do so. Then what? That's generation gone, and it's highly entertaining. Miller World, New Talent Annual 2017 is out. It has stories Huck, Kick-Ass, Superior, Nemesis, Empress, and Super Crooks, and it's all new talent. It's all new writers, new artists, and I like that Mark Miller is using his vehicles to be something, to give a hand up for new creators that can have their first work or their first major published work out here and in front of eyes, and I enjoyed a lot of them. Invincible, Volume 24 is out. This is The End of All Things, Part 1. Robert Kirkman's purposely ending it, and we'll see. We'll see how it ends. It's been pretty crazy so far. So that's out. I know a lot of people read Invincible in the trades. Lastly, these are not Image, but Bloodshot Salvation by Valiant. It's Jeff Lemire. It's somewhat political, philosophical things about America, where we're at, where we're going, what's the problem. It sort of is a little bit Old Man Logan-like. It's sort of a little bit, Bloodshot's a little bit John Wick, but instead of a dog he's putting everything in, I guess it's his daughter. And things go a little crazy. It really helps for me with Bloodshot, though. It kind of tickles me, but read all of his dialogue in Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice in your head, and it really makes it a better experience. So just do that. Jeff Lemire is doing a great job with that. Valiant's doing a great job with their Icon relaunches. That book was solid. And then finally, Big Trouble in Little China, Old Man Jack. This is John Carpenter writing this, and it is the final story for Jack. It's like Old Man Logan again, but with Jack. And do you want that? If you are a fan of the movies, you will. So there's that. And that's something Boom's doing. They're doing a lot of fun stuff with their franchise properties. Like, look at this coming. It's Planet of the Apes, King Kong. King Kong versus Planet of the Apes. Like, I never even thought of that. Didn't even know I wanted that. Now I do. So thanks, Boom. You're doing a great job. And then finally, Action Lab has a book out that we ordered, and we're pushing Misbegotten, Runaway Nun. A local guy here that William Bohm, a friend of ours, he is the letterer on this. He's also an artist, so hopefully he'll be doing some art with it soon. But it's clones and craziness and just all kinds of religious icons and whatnot. Hot clones, holy relics, hell of a mess. There's the Last Supper. There it is for you. Every character is someone, some famous, iconic something. And it's a lot going on. It's crazy. The first issue, jam-packed with ideas, but the art's good. So I'm ready for more. So if you see that on the shelf at your comic book store, flip through it. You might like it. And that's it. Crazy week. Crazy for us. We made it. We're doing good. And Batman Day this Saturday. Lots of free stuff. And then next Wednesday, Jason Aaron, Marvel Legacy. It's going to be great. Seriously. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.